Season 3 of The Loud House is underway and fans are thrilled, but they also found a few plot holes and mistakes in the newest episodes. The last should definitely be illegal. If you like animated shows as much as we do, subscribe to the Things channel for up-to-date videos and click on that thumbs up button if you love The Loud House. Now check out 10 mistakes in The Loud House Season 3 you might have missed. Air guitar. In Roadie to Nowhere, Luna Loud learns that she's going to be headlining the Royal Rumble. She is super stoked. That is until she finds out that her roadie, Chunk, had aspirations of becoming a huge rock star too, and that he also headlined the Rumble when he was in school. This crushes Luna's dreams. She begins to worry that she's gonna wind up like Chunk, who lives in his van and collects junk off of the side of the road. But Luna's got some insane guitar skills. Her audition to perform at the Royal Rumble is pretty epic. At one point, she even plays 2 guitars at the same time. But we notice something a little odd. During the song, she lifts both hands in the air. We can still hear guitar music playing even though both of her hands are up in the air. Oops! How can she play guitar with no hands? That takes the air guitar thing to a whole new level, don't you think? Of course, we get that this would just be a minor animation mistake. We wouldn't even notice if we weren't just huge fans of the show. Air guitar or not, Luna Loud is one of our favorites. Wardrobe malfunction. In no place like homeschool, the Loud kids are jealous of the fact that Lola gets to be homeschooled. Her siblings think that homeschool is a breeze, where you mostly goof off all day, and they want in on it. Lincoln convinces his parents to let him be homeschooled as well. Their parents agree on the condition that they all get their work done on their own or it's back to regular school. Lola warns her siblings not to wait until the last minute to get their workbooks done. But do they listen? Of course not. They spend all week goofing around until they realize they're going to be tested to make sure they haven't been slacking off all week. Panicked, they beg Lola to help them study. Lola stayed up all night to help her siblings study, which made her too tired to finish her own test, and she failed. Lola was almost sent back to regular school until the gang convinced the folks to give her a second chance. When Lola finds out, she's in the hallway wearing her pink gloves, but when she gives her siblings a group hug, her gloves are missing. Guess the idea of homeschooling really knocked her gloves off. The working kindergartner. We all know that Lisa Loud is super smart and way too advanced for her age, but she's still a kid who can't work. Yes, Lisa is a child prodigy who is constantly working on strange experiments. Remember the time she invented Glowios, which were Oreos-shaped cookies infused with jellyfish DNA? If people ate the cookies, their bodies would glow. Lisa loves to solve difficult math equations, not to mention she is constantly studying the DNA and bathroom habits of her siblings. It only makes sense that a prestigious science institute would want to hire her. That's exactly what happens in the episode titled The Mad Scientist. Lisa sees this job as an opportunity to get away from her crazy family and cramped living conditions for a while. But hold on, did everybody forget how old Lisa is? According to the homeschooling episode earlier in the season, Lisa is a kindergartner. That would make her 5 or 6 years old. We know it's a cartoon, but it's still a bit far-fetched to think she could be gainfully employed at a science institute. Seriously, there are child labor laws against that sort of thing. Lisa is definitely brilliant, but she got at least 10 or 12 years to go before she should get a real job. The white hare. In the Season 3 episode titled The White Hare, Lincoln wants to impress the new girl in town, so he decides to dress like a 1950s greaser. His sisters catch him trying to tiptoe out of the house wearing a black leather jacket and slicked back hair. The girls get excited and want to help him, but he refuses. He doesn't want a repeat of the last time they tried to help him, which was a disaster. So he sets out on his own to go to school. While waiting for the bus, Lincoln decides to hide from his sisters. That's where the first error in the episode happens. Fans were quick to point out that Lincoln usually walks to and from school, so why is he taking the bus this time? Fans also pointed out that when the rabbit Warren ran from his rabbit sisters, the bunny who played the chase music on the guitars had a dress that changed color from purple to pink. Good catch. Someone else pointed out that in the previous episode, Lincoln convinced Lucy that the best way to impress a guy was just to be herself. Now, he's the one who needs to learn that lesson. Fool me twice. In the episode titled Fool Me Twice, it's April Fool's Day and the Loud family is dreading Luann's relentless April Fool's Day pranks. So they did what any normal family would do. They hired stunt doubles to take their place for the day so Luann would think she's pranking her family, but she's really pranking these stunt doubles instead. Pretty clever, right? The family believes this worked for them until Luann reveals that she knew all along they hired stunt doubles. So she had lookalikes go out into the the world and do embarrassing things in front of their friends to humiliate them. But a fan pointed out a plot hole in this story. How did Luann find out they hired stunt doubles? Once she found out, how did she convince the doubles to help her pull these pranks? Regardless, the family got Luann back in a pretty big way. They convinced Luann that they sold the house and are moving away because they're so embarrassed they can never show their faces in Royal Woods again. Luann breaks down crying and swears to never prank them again, and they all shout, "April Fools!" Even with the plot hole, it's a pretty funny episode. The missing tray. In Roadie to Nowhere, Lisa takes an electronic lift up to Luna's bunk to do her weekly DNA cheek swab. Luna confides in Lisa that she's worried about her future. She says that making it as a rock star seems impossible, but she can't seem to find anywhere else she fits into the music business. She tells Lisa she doesn't know what to do, and then it cuts to Lisa. Lisa thinks for a moment, then pushes a button that makes a chart pop out of her lift. She advises Luna to take a practical approach and tells her that according to a National Labor Statistics study, the fastest growing fields are healthcare, food service, and technology. Lisa has a lot of contraptions at her disposal at any given time, but we looked closely and the tray she came in with at the beginning of the scene just vanished. Where did the tray with the Q-tips and DNA kit go? When we see Lisa after, Luna shares her struggle with the music business. The tray is nowhere in sight. It's possible that she had a gadget arm take the tray and put it away, but then we would have heard the mechanical sounds similar to the ones we heard when the chart pops out. It is all very mysterious. Wait, what month is it? So in the episode called Fandom Pain, Lucy settles in to watch her favorite show, but much to Lucy's dismay, her sisters Lori and Lenny want to watch the show with her. The reason they want to watch the show is because they are in love with a super hot actor named Blake Bradley, who is starring in the show as one of the vampire's great-great-great-great-great-grandnephews named Tristan. As the show ends, Lucy is clearly annoyed, but Lori and Lenny are thrilled and want to watch the show every Friday with Lucy. Lucy tries to devise a plan to turn them off from the show, but it just makes them more excited and more into it. Here's the error fans found. When the girls are counting the days until the next episode, they show a calendar that they are marking. The calendar says April, but right before that, the tree outside has orange leaves on it, indicating that it's really fall. The leaves usually don't turn that color in April. Another weird thing that fans pointed out is that the calendar has 35 days on it. We're not trying to be picky, but we're pretty sure that's wrong. The max number of days in a month is 31, and April is only supposed to have 30. Oopsie. Fast healing foot. In the episode titled A Fridge Too Far, the kids are fighting over the food they keep in the fridge. It all starts with the mac and cheese bites that Lincoln has been saving and obsessing about all day at school. When he gets home, he realizes that one of his siblings has helped herself to his mac and cheese bites. This begins a battle of the fridge. Lincoln rigs the fridge to injure anyone who goes after his mac and cheese bites. When Luann goes to steal Lincoln's food, she sets off a trap that drops a watermelon out and breaks her foot. For the next few scenes after the incident, Luann is in a cast and using crutches. But then, magically, a few scenes later, she is healed and the cast and crutches are gone. We knew cartoons like Tom and Jerry and Wile E. Coyote and the Roadrunner allow for lightning-fast healing of injuries, but we didn't expect that from the Loud House. Luann seems to be walking around just fine in no time. We want the super healing powers of those cartoon characters. Maybe the Loud House can team up with the X-Men and have a mutant superhero movie. We would watch that. Disappearing, reappearing KETCHUP. In the episode City Slickers, Lincoln and Lori drive to the city together. They both have their own fantasies of being in the city. Lori sees herself as a city girl, while Lincoln dreams of spending quality time with Ronnie Ann. But things don't really work out like they'd hoped. Ronnie Ann doesn't want Lincoln to cramp her style by talking about the time they spent together in Royal Woods, so every time he talks, she tries to stop him. She even went as far as to squirt a bunch of ketchup on his shirt while they were at the fountain eating hot dogs. During the scene, fans noticed a pretty major continuity error. After she squirts a big glob of ketchup on Lincoln's shirt, it cuts to a wider shot and the ketchup stain has disappeared. Lincoln did give his shirt a quick wipe, but there's no way he could remove such a big ketchup stain with such little effort. After that, she knocks him into the fountain. That would have been a believable time to lose the ketchup stain. Also, the ketchup packet keeps disappearing and reappearing. That is some magical ketchup. These Loud House fans do not miss a thing. Rita Her Rights. This episode starts with Rita having a very hectic day, which for her is the same as every day. She is so busy shuttling the kids around to various school events and sporting activities, she often forgets to read the parking signs. Rita gets another parking ticket, which for the parking officer reminds her is her 15th violation. Rita opens her glove box to reveal that it is stuffed to the max with parking tickets. She tries to explain to the parking officer that she is busy with 11 kids, that she sometimes doesn't even notice the parking signs, explains it doesn't work. The officer doesn't care and gives her yet another parking ticket. Rita has to do community service to pay off all those tickets. Fans made a good point about this one. They said that if Rita had really received all those parking tickets, she would definitely have a boot on her wheel. Or worse, Vanzilla would have been impounded well before she reached the 15th ticket mark. Oh well, that's cartoons for you. We still love this show. What mistakes have you noticed in Season 3? Don't be shy, share them in the comments. We promise not to judge the show too harshly. There you have it for 10 mistakes in the Loud House Season 3 you might have missed. Thanks for watching The Things. Bye.